Hello, Wonderland. It has been a little bit since I've done a proper all-day wander. So that's what I'm doing today, between the holidays and weather not cooperating. It just hasn't been a good time for it. So this is really my first proper wander of 2022. So Happy New Year, if I haven't said that already. I'm here in Fredericksburg, Virginia, about an hour from home, for my first stop of the day. Just a little park to stretch my legs and break up the drive. This is Alum Springs Park, which actually looks pretty nice. It's still quite a bit snowy here. I'm actually heading to Shenandoah National Park today for my highlights. I expect it to be pretty icy up there. I hope it's not too cold. It's like 39 right now. It's supposed to get up closer to 50 today. But in the mountains, it'll probably be cooler. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I'm going to look around this park for a few minutes, see if I can find anything interesting, and then hit the road for the next stop. Stay tuned. So that was fun. I'm here this little bit in the creek, which is nice. But I came down here and sitting on that log behind me, you can see that, there was a little hawk with breakfast. Like a mouse or a rat. Looked bigger than a mouse. Must have been a rat. Maybe a squirrel. But anyway, cute little hawk sitting there watching me. He took off, of course, because I disturbed him. Sorry about that, hawk. But it was cool. Yeah, this is not bad. There's a lot of trees down, I guess, from the snow that they had. That stretch of 95 that was closed down for like a day and a half with cars stuck, that was right in this area. So yeah, they had some snow. Still a lot on the ground, actually. But otherwise, it's a nice little park. Pretty. For a little neighborhood park tucked away back here. I like it. Another nice spot. And this is interesting over here. Those blocks are clearly man-made. Wonder what used to be here. Could have been a dam. Don't really see anything on the other side. Worth looking into. I expect to see much more impressive flowing water later, but it's always nice. Aha! So back that way there was the remains of a ice house from the 19th century, basically a hole in the ground. And here we have the remains of a gristmill race. So that probably explains what those blocks were. Part of an old gristmill that was here. Or a dam or something, canal that fed it. Anyway, that sort of thing. Everywhere you go, history. This is a really nice park, though. We'll come back here on a warmer day and explore some more. I think the creek there is usually higher than it is right now, which is nice for exploring that it's so low, but probably prettier when it's got more water in it. Rocks over there to climb on. Love that. Yeah, very cool. For a little city neighborhood park. Very nice. All right. I'm going to head back towards the car. On to the next stop. Okay, Burr. I'm in Shenandoah National Park. Just kind of got here. Nice view behind me. Over here is the St. Mary's Rock Tunnel, which is kind of neat. A feat of engineering through the mountain. Beautiful views here, of course, even though it's a little bit gloomy. I was hoping for a little more sun today. But so far, so good. Had to stop a couple of I had to skip a couple of stops, I'm trying to say. One of them was closed. One of them just, I don't know, another little park. Didn't look that great, so thought I'd press on, get to the meat of the day, which is Shenandoah here, so yeah. Stopped and grabbed something for lunch, so I'm gonna head to the parking spot. Probably stop at some more overlooks on the way. But yeah, grab a quick bite to eat, and then my first hike here in Shenandoah, which will be Stony Man. That should be fun. Okay, talk to you soon. Alright, so this, not exactly what I expected today. They say the mountains have their own weather, which is true, of course, but most of the drive to this trail, I'm on the Stony Man Trail, was basically through clouds. About 200 feet visibility, if that. Made for an interesting drive, fun. But all the overlooks just looked into impenetrable mist, which is kind of what the forest here looks like too, which is beautiful in its own way, but I definitely got to come back in the spring when you can see more from the road and in the trail. It's beautiful though. Everything's wintry. This is all pretty new to me, being a Florida boy. Of course, a lot of this trail is a little icy. But it's neat. I like it a lot, even though it's about 29 degrees. I'm not used to that as a Florida boy. Okay, let's see what we can see. This is a 1.6 mile lariat trail, so like a balloon spur and loop. And it's pretty, and I've got it to myself, so off we go. I should add, so far, photographically speaking, I've only used my 24 to 70 millimeter lens, and that's actually all I'm carrying right now. This is the camera and that one lens. So I figure, as misty as it is, it's not going to be much cause for a long telephoto. Even if I see wildlife in the distance, it would be tough to photograph. So I think the 24 to 70 is up for some scenics and maybe some macro. Might just travel light like that all day. A few more hikes after this one, but yeah. And it's plus when I'm all bundled up, I don't really want to have a backpack as well, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, onward. It's neat up here. It's really rocky. You can climb around a lot. It's great. But if I look behind me, I can't see a damn thing. On top of a mountain, and I can't see more than 200 feet or so, which is interesting. If I look down here, the rocks have all these patches of ice, which could be a little treacherous, but like I said, lots of neat little paths and rocks you can scramble down. Stony Man is called Stony Man because, I guess from a distance, this peak looks kind of like an old man's head with a nose and all. There's a overview, overlook, that's what I'm trying to say, where you can see that, but not today. All the ice on these rocks is really cool though. I've been getting some neat pictures here. And all the bushes are rimed white. Super cool and super cold. So, on that note, back towards the car. Yeah, I had three hikes planned for today here at Shenandoah. I definitely want to do the next one. The third is up for debate at this point. It's pretty chilly and you can't see much. Interesting first experience at Shenandoah. Okay, now my face is freezing, so off we go. I think it's actually starting to clear a little bit up here. It's still super cold though, I'll tell you that. Nice. Forgive my hat hair. I'm parked at an overlook. I spotted a deer as I drove by, so I parked at the nearest place I could and ran back. And it ended up being 4 of them. Very cool. They must be fairly used to people, I'm sure. They kept their distance, but they didn't spook too quick. So I think I got some good pictures and maybe some video. I'll show you. Okay. Now we're off to the next stop. Okay, next hike. Dark Hollow Falls. Apparently this is one of the more popular, if not the most popular, waterfall hike in Shenandoah because it's not that long. It's a 3/4 of a mile to the base of the falls and then back, so 1.5 mile round trip. Apparently it's pretty rocky and steep though, so we'll see how that goes, especially if there's ice. Hopefully not too bad. I'll try not to kill myself. Not very busy. I mean, obviously, on a day like this, you gotta be a brave soul to be out here in the cold. So, a few cars in the parking lot. I think there's a couple behind me somewhere. That's the only people I've seen here, really. So, nice. I'm enjoying this. Of course I am. There's a creek right here next to the path, which is pretty. I think that'll make for some nice photos itself. But it's not running very much, so I hope that doesn't bode poorly for the falls. I'm expecting ice at the falls, actually. Pretty good amount. There's still a lot on the rocks as I'm driving through Skyline Drive, so we'll see what that looks like too. Alright, I'm excited. On we go. Down the trail. So far this trail's not bad. It's rocky. It's not too steep. But it's been downhill so far, so the way back might not be as fun. I don't think I'm at the main falls yet, but this spot is still pretty neat. Pretty good number of little cascades here. Very pretty. Okay, trail keeps going. So do I. Made it to the top of the main falls. So this does look pretty impressive, actually. Now the path keeps going to the lower falls, bottom. And that ought to be pretty. Alright. Do it. It's a little treacherous getting down here with all the ice, but wow. Then flip. These are great falls. That's just so pretty, and it keeps going up and up and up. I am very impressed. Currently pretty icy, as you can see. Not as much as I expected, actually. I hope you can hear me. I dropped my microphone. So I'll be looking for that on the way back. But wow, beautiful spot. Now there are pictures to be taken. Haha. Woohoo! I found it. I had it clipped to my little camera strap and fell right off. It's easy to lose this little thing. Well, I'll be careful. Catch my breath here for a minute. I think after this, my knees are telling me I'm done for the day. So I'll head home. But I won't say goodbye just yet because I could still see something cool between here and home. That's the plan, as a matter of fact. Okay, back to it. So I'm passing through an area called Big Meadows. You can see why. Hopefully you can see there's 20 deer out here. Just grazing in the field. Very cool. Not far from the road, obviously, you can hear. It's very pretty. I love those white trees in the distance too. Just ice all over. Pretty country. Okay, I ate the other half of my sub from lunch for dinner, and I got a drink, and now I'm on the road, 39 minutes to home. It was a good day. Definitely had a good time exploring Shenandoah. I want to go back when it's warmer. The hike I actually started out having in mind today was one that covers about 10 different waterfalls on 2 different water runs, but it was about a 7 or 8 mile hike altogether, and that seemed a little ambitious for such a cold day and when I'm not in great shape. So that'll be next time. But for now, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. Enjoy yourself. Happy New Year. Get out and wander.